Welcome everyone to a seemingly very much fucked up save. This video is gonna be more laid back than usual. We're only gonna look at some weird country names. So let's begin with Union Guatemala, which is Communist Guatemala. And shouldn't it be called the Guatemalan Union or something instead? Next is Atlas Honduras, and I don't know why it's called Atlas Honduras, because Honduras has some mountains, but if the Atlas refers to the Atlas mountain range, then they got it horribly wrong because that's in Africa. Also, the Democratic Party doesn't have a full name, it's just the PLH. The PCH does have a full name, but the PLH it's just the PLH. Next is Communist Costa Rica, which is called the Costa del Pueblo, which I looked up what it means, and it means the coast of the town. What? And if Colombia is non-aligned, they just turn into a newer version of their constitution or something. And then we have Cisplatina, which is non-aligned Uruguay. If anyone can tell me what that means, please tell me in the comments. Then, as you can see, we have normal China as usual, but we also have China here. If you set the ruling party of Communist China to non-aligned, they will also be called China and have the same nationalist flag. So you can have two Chinas. Can you spot what's wrong with this Spain? Yeah, they're communist. Then we have the Hungarian People's Republic, which is of course Communist Hungary. That's not wrong, but it sometimes is called the Balkan Socialist Union. But why? Hungary isn't Balkan, most definitely not Balkan. Feel free to disagree and argue in the comments about this, but it's not Balkan. Then we have Leo Belgicus, which is the fascist version of the United Low Countries. And same with Cisplatina, please tell me in the comments what this means. And last we have Deutschsozialen Austria, and of course it's long as fuck because it's in German. And of course it's fascist Austria, and it means German Socialist Austria, so they don't even try to deny that they're German. And just to make it a bit more longer, might I suggest Deutschsozialen Österreich? And now for some fun facts with country names. Staying in Europe, there are some unique puppet names. So if Poland is a German puppet, they are called the General Government, or I guess the General Government. But government is spelled wrong, except it's not, because that's the way you spell government in German, which is a thing I learned while researching for this video. Well, I say research, it's just setting the ruling party of every country. And if Czechoslovakia is a German puppet, they are called Reichsprotektorat Böhmen-Mähren, which is, I think, Bohemia, Moravia or something like that. And if regular France is a German puppet, they are Big Vichy France. Or if the UK is a German puppet, they are called the German Protectorate of Britain. And of course you can form the Reichskommissariats as usual, but they don't get a name change, even if you set their ruling party to something not fascist. And now for some cool names, at least cool sounding names, we have the Empire of the Sands, which is fascist Alsa, and you have the Thunder Dragon Empire, which is fascist Bhutan, and two neighboring ones, Thunder Cross Latvia, which is fascist Latvia, and Iron Wolf Lithuania, which is fascist Lithuania. And you also have the North Sea Empire, which is fascist Denmark. So yeah, these have the coolest sounding names in my opinion. Communist Nicaragua is called Sandinista Nicaragua. And apparently, as far as I know, Sandinista just means a member of a leftist political party in Spanish. Communist Paraguay and non-aligned Paraguay are named the same and have the same flag. So, as you can see, Paraguay is communist as usual. Or if I set the ruling party to non-aligned, it's still called Paraguay and still has the same flag, but it's non-aligned now. Same thing with democratic and non-aligned India, and the same thing with democratic and non-aligned Bulgaria. Non-aligned and democratic Malaya are both called Republic of Malaya but have different flags. So let me just... Non-aligned and democratic Malaya are both called Republic of Malaysia but have different flags. So as you can see, Malaysia is democratic here, and let me set it to non-aligned. And it's still called the Republic of Malaysia but has a different flag. Also, we can assume leadership of a faction. Of course, that's only because yes men and allow Diplo are turned on, but still take over faction. The Republic of Malaysia has assumed faction leadership of the Allies. So we have a slightly less pink allies. I suppose many of you already knew this, but non-aligned Australia is called the Emu Empire. Spain's tag is SPR, despite the name not containing an R. At least Democratic Spain doesn't have an R because it's just called Spain. So let me tag SPR, and yeah, that's Spain. And let me close off this video with a mini rant. So in some mods, why the fuck are every country's names so long? Like, you have the Second Brazilian Republic here, and that's fine because that's Democratic Brazil, which isn't gonna happen in historical. But in some mods, every single fucking country's name is goddamn long. For example, you have the French Republic in some mods, but why? Isn't France just more readable and doesn't it look better on a map? Or you have the United States of America, not the United States. Or the Union of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, or whatever the UK's official name is. It's just so fucking long, but it's unnecessarily long. Or the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. Isn't the Soviet Union just shorter and better? It still refers to the same country and everyone knows that, so why have the Spanish Republic when you can just have Spain? Or even you have the Republic of Czechoslovakia when Czechoslovakia barely fits in this place. Or the Kingdom of Hungary, which I know is in Vanilla Hoi 4 and barely fits in here. I would say for kingdoms such as the Kingdom of Hungary or the Kingdom of Italy, it's fine. But for normal nations which don't change ideology that much or at all, like the UK or France, why the fuck call them the French Republic or the Union of Great Britain and Northern Ireland when their names aren't gonna change, at least not on historical? So you can have France and United Kingdom, just like that. And the worst of all is Luxembourg. Luxembourg doesn't fit in that one province in the first place, so why the fuck call it the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg? Yes, I know it's a Grand Duchy, but still, don't you want the country's names to be readable? So what the fuck, modders? Okay, rant over. So thank you guys very much for watching this little video. If you enjoyed it, comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye everyone.